Welcome back to the toy room. It's good to see you again. I really missed you! Today in the toy room, we're going to take a look at Renwal's visible V8 engine. That ought to get you revved up! But before we take a look at the actual toy itself, a little bit about the history of the company. The name of the company, Renwal, comes from Irving Lawner, the founder of the company, and it's his last name spelled backwards. I don't make this stuff up. Renwal started out in 1939 selling housewares like glass knives. Wartime production took over for a bit, but by the end of 1944, Renwal was dabbling in plastics and producing toys. They produced a lot of toy planes and, as Corrine Stetner-Blau would know, a lot of dollhouse furniture in the 1950s. Of course, Renwal is best known for its creation of the Visible Man, not to be confused with the Invisible Man. And there was one of these around the house when I was growing up, and our friends would come over and we'd take it out of the box and put all the internal organs in and out. And this thing really creeped me out. You know, even the box, it was this black box, it was always really creepy to me. The Visible Man was created by Marcel Jovin. He was an Italian by birth, and during World War II, he was captured in North Africa and he was sent to the United States as a POW. During this time, he fell in love with an American woman that played piano to entertain the prisoners. That's one way to find a woman. So after the war, he was released and returned to Italy, but he returned to America as soon as he could to reunite with his sweetheart, and they married and they had children, and to pay the bills, Jovin designed toys. During his time with Renwal, the company was sold, and one of the new executives told Jovin to go to museums and come up with some ideas for educational toys. And that's how the Visible Man came about. And in the summer of 1959, Renwal took out a couple of full-page ads in the New York Times to announce their new plastic toy. And they told the parents that they owed it to their children to buy this toy. Yes, they owed it to them. They would be a bad parent if they didn't buy it. And at $5 a piece, it wasn't really all that much to pay. Along with the Visible Man, there was also the Visible Woman. And in later years, this came along with the Miracle of Birth feature. And this came in separate packaging that could be removed by the parent if they found the concept or the conception to be offensive. And not all stores carried the Visible Man and the Visible Woman. They found them to be distasteful, but enough stores did carry it that in the first few years, Renwal had trouble keeping up with the demand. And of course, the most popular of the Visible toys was the V8 engine. And after that came the Visible Animals. There was a horse, there was a dog, there was a cow, and there was also the Visible Head. And now we can take a closer look at the box for this toy. And I never had one of these when I was growing up. My oldest brother Bill had one that he had put together that he got from a cousin, and I had never seen the box before. So I don't know that I was all that interested in this toy, but I really liked the box. It's this beautiful oil painting, and there's this 50s style kid here, and then his dad, of course, with a tie and a pipe. So it's this beautiful illustration on the cover, and as you see, there's the title of the toy, Transparent Operating Auto Engine, and it's 1/4 the size of an actual engine, and it has over 100 moving parts. And you can see down here that it's a Renwal blueprint model, and you should build the finest. I picked up this kit several years ago down in Orinoco at an outdoor flea market, and the reason I got it is because the box was in such great shape. There were no splits on the corners, and there was no visible wear. It's almost as if it came right off a store shelf from the early 1960s. Now we can open this up and take a look at it, what's inside here. And as you can see, on top, here's a little pamphlet that tells you how an auto engine works. And we'll just page through this a little bit to see some of the illustrations in here. And so there's a booklet on that. And then there's a guarantee Some sort of guarantee of manufacturing excellence, I'm sure, here.
And of course, there's also the assembly instructions. Do not hurry. Observe these rules. And we'll just page through the instructions a little bit here. And I have to say that I think this looks pretty complicated to me. And we'll take away the booklet here and take a look. And there's the box, the visible V8 engine. And it's really a nice looking package here put together. And I noticed down in the corner in one of the chambers here that there's a bottle of model glue. And that's got to be pretty dried up by this time. And I noticed it's Tester's model glue, and its original price I can see on there was 15 cents. So there it is, you know, from another view of the visible V8 engine.
Another interesting thing about this model kit is that it comes with these little red light bulbs, and they're timed in sequence to flash with the operation of the engine. And that sounds pretty cool. You know, I'm sure there's some of you out there that are a little disappointed that I didn't actually put this model kit together and give you a demonstration of it in action. Well, maybe when I'm retired, I can put it together and I can do a sequel to this episode and post it. I've heard that they actually still make these kits. Renwal sold the company to another model company. And in fact, my friend Sean, his son actually got one of these kits recently, and he sat on his pistons. And so he's having a little trouble putting his kit together, but maybe he wants to give it another chance with his dad, and if they have to, they can buy another kit and see if they can put it together. Anyway, I want to thank you for visiting the toy room, and we'll see you next time. I really missed you!